evening. I'd like to call to order the business meeting for Mount Vernon Board of Education. Today is August 25th, 2026. Let's please stand for the pledge. Okay, the first item on the agenda is to appoint Lori Perriello as clerk pro tem. May I have a motion, please? May I have a second? Oh, okay. It's been moved and properly seconded that we appoint Lori Perriello as clerk pro tem. May I have a vote, please? Call for the vote.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee White? Trustee Vasquez? Trustee Peterson? Trustee Evans? Trustee McDonough? Trustee Middleton?
Trustee Middleton has been excused.
Trustee Brown?
Trustee Brown should be signing in virtually.
VP Scott?
Present.
And President Maribel.
Present. Thank you.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Is our student ex officio to be sworn in Timothy Jenkins in the room? We'll move on to the next item on the agenda, and when he comes in, we'll circle back. At this time, we would like to hear from our superintendent, Dr. Demario Strickland, for his superintendent's report.
Great evening, Board Trustees, students, families, staff, and the greater Mount Vernon community. This is the superintendent's report for the month of August. Next slide. Been working throughout the summer to ensure our buildings are ready for learning to begin on Thursday, September 3rd. Thank you to everyone who helped to make sure that we were ready to start the school year on a positive note. We are sending out our first family newsletter this week, which contains important back-to-school information, some of which I will also discuss in my presentation. You will find information on supply lists, bus passes, health examinations, and even registration if you are a new parent who hasn't registered yet. I know that the first day of school can be full of nerves and anxiety. Trust me, it's like that for me too. But I want to be sure to share some tips to help you and your child get ready for success. Make sure you discuss your routines and get your child mentally ready for school. It is important they know what you expect. Try to get the bedtime wake-up routine done at least 3 days leading up to the actual school day, so they know what you expect. And remember that you have a community around you, and take advantage of that by joining the PTA. The PTA does so much for our students, and they are so important to our schools. Finally, get your child excited about school. They get to learn new things, meet their teachers, see their old friends, and make new ones. School will be fantastic this year. Next slide. With the new school year, we are excited to announce the newly designed district website. The website, which was presented at the last board work session, officially went live today. The website has some new features to improve user friendliness. In addition, the website is more easy to navigate on your smartphone. If you visit our website now, you will see that there is a pop-up with the walkthrough of the website and a link to our feedback form. Please share any and all feedback you have, and we will continue making sure that our website is serving the needs of our community as best as it can. Next slide. This year, we are making the transition to Google Classroom, which will be replacing Schoology. Students and teachers can log in to Google Classroom by using their school emails. A link to Google Classroom is displayed prominently on the homepage of our website. This platform provides a simpler and more efficient classroom management tool for our teachers, and it was free to the district with our Google Workspace for Education subscription. For technology problems, please feel free to visit our online help desk at the link on the screen. Next slide. With the start of school next week, I want to give an important reminder to make sure that your child has a health examination in the past year and is up to date on any vaccinations. There are no exceptions besides medical exemptions. Our students' health is important to us, so it is important that everything is up to date. You can find vaccination information on our health and wellness webpage underneath departments. Please do not delay as exclusions begin in the beginning of the year. Next slide. Attendance is so important. Please be sure to review our attendance policy, which can be found in the district calendar your child will take home on the website. We want our students to be present every day the Mount Vernon way. Catchy, right? I know. Well, we want to stress all year long to our students just how important attendance is and show our students that this is the Mount Vernon way. Next slide. My Student Advisory Council had its first meeting of the year selecting the name Mount Vernon Voice and Vision. Timothy Jenkins, the president of Mount Vernon Voice and Vision, was voted in by his peers to serve as the president, and because he was elected by his peers, he will also serve as student trustee on the Board of Education. I want to take this opportunity to welcome him when he gets here. He'll report on Voice and Vision meetings during the board reports. Two students, Alishiba and Vidi, were selected as co-vice chairs, and Alistair Bell was chosen as secretary. I'm excited to work with these students and hear their perspectives as an entirely student-led advisory council. Next slide. I want to remind our families that progress reports and report cards can be viewed online on Infinite Campus. You can download the app so you can easily pull up grades. Check your email for an activation code to sign up for Infinite Campus. There's also a video on our website detailing how to activate your Infinite Campus account. The first progress reports will be issued on October 2nd, so please be sure to look out for them. Next slide. 25 years ago, we were all devastated by the tragic 9/11 attacks, and ever since, we pledged to never forget. We are teaching our students about the importance of this by decorating the flagpoles at our schools in honor of the brave firemen who raised the flag at Ground Zero. We want our students to understand the impact that day so that they too won't forget. I have a video here that highlights just how important the project is. Can you play the video, please?
The Mount Vernon City School District is very proud to have received this grant so that we can pay it forward, so that we can give back, so that we can remember, especially the 3 members of our community who passed and perished on that horrible day. This is just a small way that we can keep their memory alive and inform the generations that, 25 years ago is a long time. So there were so many people that were not even born and don't understand the gravitas of it all. But even in that trauma, there is life, and there is our way of just honoring and keeping their memories alive.
It's important to teach younger generations about 9/11 because freedom doesn't come free. There's a cost. There's so many wonderful military men and women that are fighting for our freedom.
Community has been lost. A lot of community has been lost. And I think that when we understand and realize that everyone has gone through something and we don't know what each other's pain is. We don't know what trauma people have experienced. And because of that, we need to be understanding. We need to be gracious. We need to be kind because, you know, it's great to be important, but it's more important to be kind.
Transparency, our treasurer, Jolyn, has been giving presentations detailing the finances of our district. In fact, he is set to present after me. Our role as stewards of public tax dollars is taken very seriously, and it's also so important that the community understands how we are managing our finances. If you would like to review the financial reports, you can visit our website on the Transparency and Audits page. Next slide. We are making a concerted effort to improve student literacy. We want all of our students reading at or above grade level, and that goal will take serious effort to ensure our students are progressing. We have fantastic teachers, and I know that our students are in capable hands. We will also provide professional development throughout the year to ensure that our teachers are also improving and being provided with the right tools to help their students succeed. Today at the Leadership Summit, our school principals and administrators learned about the elementary curriculum pilots that will be taking place in all elementary schools. And lastly, I will leave everyone with this. Reading is fun. When you see our new student trustee, he probably will have a book. Next slide. To support our families that cannot visit the district office during working hours, we are offering extended registration hours starting this Thursday and Saturday. Registration support will be available from 4 to 7 p.m. on Thursday and 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturdays. Please be sure to get your child registered if you have not done so. Next slide. We have a busy month ahead of us. When school starts, students will be provided with a physical calendar for families to keep up with school district events. But you can also view the calendar on our website. There even is a flip book. This month, we'll have 2 Mondays off, which is the 7th and the 21st for Labor Day and Yom Kippur. Students will take the beginning of the iReady diagnostic beginning on the 14th, providing a baseline to measure growth throughout the year. We will also have our regular work session and business meeting on the 15th and the 29th. And as I mentioned earlier, 5th week progress reports will be issued at the beginning of October. Next slide. And finally, thank you. Here you can also see our new theme for the year, Excellence by Design. This is about how everything we do for our students is intentional. The systems we are building are all to foster excellence in our students, staff, and community. Attendance report for August, and now I welcome your questions.
Thank you, Dr. Strickland. Do we have any questions from the board members? Okay, hearing none. We will move on to our treasurer's financial report by Mr. Jolin.
Good evening, trustees and the Mount Vernon community. This is the treasurer's report for the month of July. So we'll start with the treasurer's report itself. Can you go to the next screen? Yes. I apologize, there was a formatting error on this particular slide, so I will speak to the numbers and it will be updated in board docs. All right, so we started the month with $39 million in our cash balance on 6/30, and we had total receipts of just over 76 million. That's pretty much flat with what we had last year. On the disbursement side, we had 35.6 million, and that is a little bit lower than what we had last year at this time. I will note that some of that is contributed by my asking the staff to scrutinize invoices. So we held off on paying invoices that in the past might have just been paid off, so that we can make sure that everything we're paying is indeed for services and products rendered, that there were no errors. So that means some of those disbursements will have been delayed into the month of August. So I do expect August to come a little bit higher when I report on it next month. But that puts us in great cash position at the end of July at 79.6 million, which is 27.7 million higher than where we were last year. So a combination of starting off 22 million higher than we were last year, and then adding an additional 5 million. Okay. So just wanted to note a few key items in terms of our cash receipts. There was 53 million in property tax collections. That was actually a pretty good improvement on past years. It means we're doing a good job of getting those notices out and getting people to come in and pay. We also received 2.4 million in state aid that are due to other funds outside of the general fund. And then we got just under $1 million in pilot revenues. Okay. In the treasurer's report, there was 1.56 million in outstanding checks, which is to be expected as we are now in the process of paying off a lot of invoices from last year. So there will be a lot of checks outstanding. In the next screen, you'll see the treasurer's report highlighted in green, some of the key revenue or receipts areas, and in red, some of the key expenditure areas. So when you pull the detailed report, you'll be able to see the full report, but wanted to highlight those areas so that when you're looking at it, it's clear. Okay. Next screen. On the cash flow report, so as you can see from the cash flow, we're starting at a better position. We are noticing that state aid is a little bit delayed, so you're seeing a flatter line compared to past years. That's not necessarily a bad thing. It just, just a different trend. We'll keep an eye on that and see how the state aid actually comes in. But right now, that's the projection. The projected low point is going to be in December, which is 3.3 million. Just wanted to note, last year, if we did not have the TAN, that same month would have been minus 6.9 million. So we took out a $17 million TAN to be able to keep the district afloat. Because this year we're projecting to be at 3.3 million, at this juncture, we're saying we don't need the TAN to be able to carry and cover all of our expenses throughout the whole year. Okay. The expected year-end operating cash balance is approximately 41.3 million. So we're expecting that we're continuing to do a good job of revenue. Some of that is contributed to by, hopefully we'll finalize soon the agreement with the city in terms of rear taxes. That's 5.4 million right there that we're expecting to come in throughout the course of the year. The city has been paying, even though the agreement has not been finalized. We are getting 450K every month, and they've been pretty good about that. So if you go to the next screen, just like the treasurer's report, here's a screenshot of a portion of the cash flow report so that I can highlight to you some of the key areas in terms of revenue and disbursements. And then also on the right side, you'll see sort of the end of the year numbers that we're projecting. So for more details, you can download the more detailed report on Board Docs. Okay. Next screen. Because this is the first month of the year, instead of comparing our appropriations with what we had last month, which wouldn't make a lot of sense, I'm comparing it to what our budget was at the same time last year. So last year we had a budget of 272.28 million that was adopted during the vote. This year we have 275.5 million. The expenditures last year were a little higher, so that's reflected in both the treasurer and the cash flow. So now you're seeing it from a budgetary standpoint. So we're looking at 12.36 million that was spent last year to pay off invoices, and this year 9.76. Okay. One of the things that we're doing a little bit better is getting everybody to start creating POs early. That's a good thing for the district. It starts to lock cash to expected expenditures. So we start to get a reading as to where our available budget is. So the sooner we start to get those purchase orders in, the better. The fact that we have at this point 90.9 million in purchase orders already committed versus 50.5 million last year shows the progress we've made. And then you can see we have an additional 2.2 million that's waiting to be approved. So everything is moving towards people putting the effort to really plan ahead and start thinking ahead. The available appropriations reflect that. So you see now we can see much less available for us to spend compared to where we were last year. It looked like 209 million. So again, just even though we're drawing down on the cash, on the budget, that is a good thing for the district because we are managing our future expenditures. So you could skip that next slide because I spoke to a lot of those points. All right. Budget transfers. So one thing to note, this budget transfer number does not include the 25-26 budget transfers that are actively going on. That's going to be a much higher number. This is purely what are the budget transfers related to the month of July for the 26-27 budget year. You can see that in the general fund, we had 902,000 in transfers. Most of that is tied to payroll to make sure that we don't have any negative balances. So one of the things I'm actively trying to do this year is to make sure we're addressing negative balances early so we don't have to do big, giant budget transfers later in the year. The other budget transfers were related to making sure we have the allocated funds for the state monitor's compensation, as well as a field trip for the Rebecca Turner Academy at Graham School. Then in the grants and special aids, we had a $5,000 Title I transfer, so not pretty insignificant, pretty small number. And then I spoke to the fact that year-end closeout is not included in these numbers. Okay. Any questions?
Thank you, Jolyn. Do we have questions? Trustee McDonough?
Thank you.
Hi, thanks. Yeah, no, I wanted to commend you and Dr. Strickland and the whole finance department. This is fantastic, just watching the evolution of this report, because I know it takes time to get it to this point. And it's just so important to forecast and to look at patterns over time and to get people in the community familiar with this language. Hopefully that will head off any potential problems around budget time next year as we build momentum around this. So thank you. One question about the TAN. So right now, a projection of 3.3 million at our low point in December. Are you comfortable with that number? That's because I'm not entirely comfortable with that number.
It's a little bit tight. That's why I said that we should definitely keep an eye on it over the next month or so. But when you consider at that same point, we were projecting to be minus 6.9 million last year. That's almost a $10 million swing just there. So I do think, there is a little bit of money also in the fund balance, right? So instead of borrowing the TAN where we have to pay interest later in the year, we could instead borrow from the fund balance and then put it back into the fund balance.
Yeah, that's great. You anticipated my next question. What if we had enough money in the unassigned fund balance to cover that if we need to? So thank you. That's great. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Trustee White, I know you had a comment. I'd like if you could just voice it again. Yes. Just push that button.
A fantastic report.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Okay. Oh, is that, okay. Trustee Peterson?
No, I was just going to totally reiterate what trustees White and McDonough said. It's nice to see our finances finally coming together between whatever, safeguard procedures and that between yourself and Dr. Strickland and Mr. Valente, are doing with, and your team. We can see, like, it's great to see it finally coming together. So kudos to you and your team. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. We just want to recognize we have Trustee Brown that's joining us virtually. Did you have a comment, Trustee Brown?
No comment at this time.
Okay, thank you. Also, I'd like to thank you as well to our treasurer, Jolene. We know that this has been a lot of work, a heavy lift has been done. We see numbers that we have not seen in a very long time. Some questions that I do have, I know that you are doing POs, so you're being proactive and you're planning out. So there's a difference of about $40 million from last year to this year in terms of expenditures. So my question would be, were those expenditures still done last year, the other $40 million? Or were these new expenditures, or they just hadn't been casted out?
Well, they just, I don't know if we were always good about putting things into POs. There were many times where I got invoices that did not have a purchase order. So one of the things that we're committing to this year is getting ahead of that, getting everybody to get POs ahead of time. We're also putting some stricter rules in place around how we pay invoices. So for example, I'm encouraging staff to put a PO in, even if they don't have a quote yet, but they have a sense of what they're going to spend. So for example, every year we know we're going to have graduation ceremonies. So those expenditures are expected. Now, we may not have the quote yet, but we can put a PO in to say, hey, that money is going to be locked so that we have the money available when graduation comes, right?
Right.
And now I can, now that as the quote comes in later in the year, we can come back and update the PO to reflect the actual spend. So if we're proactive about this, we can, throughout the course of the year, get a clear view of what is the actual available funds that we have to actually cover expenses, right? And we can start to get a better picture of the fund balance a lot earlier. One of the challenges last year is trying to project a fund balance when I have no clue what expenditures are coming in. You know, I think it was 2 months ago, I was saying one of the projections was saying we might be at $12 million in fund balance, but that now looks like a way too high number,
Mhm.
right? So, you know, we're going to do another fund balance projection for the 25-26 school year. That one will probably be the final one, but I'm fully expecting for us to be under the cap when it's all said and done. I can tell you right now, I pulled the report this morning for 25-26 budget. We have about $4 million in POs. Some of that is, you know, purchases that may have been delivered or services rendered, but invoices haven't been paid. Some of it may be stuff we still want, but we're going to carry into the following year. And there's only $3 million in available budget from the 25-26 school year. So when you look at that math, it's not likely we're going to exceed the cap.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Dr. Strickland, you have a comment?
Trustees, I just wanted to reiterate one of Jolin's good points. One of the reasons why POs may not be liquidated or the bills haven't been paid is because we have a process in which the company must send in their certified payroll. And a lot of times they actually don't do that in a timely fashion, so therefore we can't pay them. So I wanted to just bring up that point. And then secondly, what Joe is explaining is exactly the financial acumen that I am used to. People need to open their POs because around January, I start
Freeze 'em.
saying,
Freeze.
no more, and that's it. But if you have an open PO, you're taken care of. So for instance, with transportation, with the trips, we are gonna make sure that schools have those POs that are open so that when those late trips come in June and May, they are gonna be all set. So just want to also commend him for just being my other brain, and thank you.
Thank you so very much. Any other questions?
Just
Okay.
wanted to also note there, you know, one of the reasons we're also delaying some of the payments, have been some contracts that have been structured a little weird. So for example, we have some services that are 9-month services, but previous administration felt it was better to distribute the actual invoices across 12 months. That's created some challenges in terms of, because we have strict processes in place now. So our claims auditor is doing a great job of auditing what we're paying. So that raises a flag like, hey, wait a minute, where is the certified payroll for this? Well, if you're doing a 12-month payment, but it's a 9-month work, for 3 months, there is no certified payroll because you already submitted that payroll months ago. So we're going to move away from that so that those issues don't arise. But those type of structures, while may help with spreading your cost across the full year, which I assume was the reason they did that, to
Cash
try
flow.
to even out the expenditures. But it just, from a transparency standpoint, it becomes complicated. So we'll move away from that. We'll pay for invoices for services at the time they're rendered. So we want them to bill when they rendered the services, not on a month that they didn't render.
Okay, thank you so very much for a comprehensive report.
Yeah.
At this time, I believe that we have our student ex officio member, Timothy Jenkins, with us. I would like to have the opportunity to swear you in, so I'm going to ask you if you could come forward. If you would repeat after me. I, and say your name, solemnly swear or affirm, whichever one you feel comfortable,
I, Timothy Jenkins, solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of ex officio student trustee
of ex officio student trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you so very much. Congratulations. Welcome. So we're gonna give you a seat. You can find it. We have to go around this way. So be your seat next to Trustee McDonough. He's been a great mentor to our ex officio members. Okay, so thank you. And Dr. Strickland, would you like to introduce him and tell the community and the board a little bit about Timothy? I know you said he's from Mount Vernon High School. Would you
Yes,
like to-
yes.
Yes.
Timothy is an upcoming senior at Mount Vernon High School. I've had the pleasure of knowing him even my first year in my tenure as he served on the Superintendent's Advisory Council. I remember when I brought up what the vision was as it pertained to how we actually get a student trustee. I thought it wasn't fair to just go around to one school after the next and then say, you know, up, it's Denzel's turn, so then they come. But actually, what came to fruition the last week is that all of the student officials that serve on governments from each of the three high schools, they came here, they sat, they came up with a name for their advisory council, so they're no longer the Superintendent's Advisory Council. They are Mount Vernon Voices and Vision. They elected Timothy. I saw him being a politician and getting them votes. And they elected two co-chairs because they were split. So I just said, okay, both of you, and a secretary. But this is going to be a student-run group. That's what I'm used to. They should direct themselves and then report to me what it is that they would like for us to focus on as an executive cabinet and a board. And I'm just excited that he's here. No,
Thank you, thank you. Would you have any comments? Timothy, would you like to say anything?
I'm just proud. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my fellow council members. I'm happy that they voted me in. I'm happy to be here. I cannot wait to help out. I can't wait to have another foot in the game, and I cannot wait to just work alongside all of you, meet all of you, and overall do some good.
Thank you so very much. We're so excited to have you with us. Okay. Any questions? Any comments? Okay. At this time, we are going to move to our public comment. Good evening, everyone. We are about to convene the public comment period of our business meeting. And although state law does not require us to hold a public comment period, we have chosen to do so because we believe it is crucial for us to hear from our community members about their concerns and issues. Please note that the board is here to listen. The public comment period is not designed to be a discussion. Accordingly, please do not expect the board to respond to your concerns and questions tonight. If we are not able to respond tonight, we will respond to your questions and concerns at a future meeting or have the proper staff member get back to you. This is because we take your concerns and questions seriously and want to have sufficient time to process and research issues if need be. I also want to remind you that under state and federal privacy laws, we are unable to entertain any comments or questions about school personnel. Please know, however, that we take personnel concerns very seriously. On personnel matters, we ask you to go through the appropriate administrative channels. We are currently finalizing a comprehensive organization chart which denotes who should be contacted for different issues. Moreover, we want our school board meetings to serve as an example to our students. That being said, we expect that members of our school board and members of our community will handle controversial issues in a civil manner and demonstrate mutual respect for one another. In that spirit, we will insist that all speakers and members of the audience maintain civility and respect for any divergent views that others possess. We ask that speakers please address their comments to the board directly rather than the audience. Speakers may address any topic of concern other than personnel. In the unlikely event the meeting becomes unruly, the board will recess the meeting and return once order has been restored. Finally, I want to remind everyone that in lieu of speaking during the public comment period, you may submit written comments to the board at boetrustees@mtvernoncsd.org or rjames@mtvernoncsd.org or dstrickland@mtvernoncsd.org. Each individual speaker is allotted 3 minutes. If you do not use your allotted time, it will be forfeited and is not eligible to be yielded to another speaker. The individual time limits will be enforced so that as many members of the public who wish to speak may be allowed to do so. At this time, do we have any members from the public that wish to address us?
Michael Campbell.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you can answer that one. How you guys feeling today? My name is Michael Campbell. I am a producer on a project, a short film project called Mount Vernon's Favorite Son. We are here to be able to present this project as an internship and a hands-on learning experience with the students of Mount Vernon. We are sure that there are probably a couple of students who have thought about filmmaking as a career path, and we wanted to give that ability to the schools to be able to have students come. And we really wanted this project to be something that is based in Mount Vernon, about Mount Vernon, and about the beautiful arts of Mount Vernon. We have had the pleasure of Brian's Mount Vernon Film Festival that was held at Denzel Washington School of Performing Arts 2 years in a row, has brought in many businesses, different filmmakers, and we want to make sure that this process of filmmaking is looked at as something, as an available path for a lot of students. We have a lot of filmmakers, we have a lot of people who are into film, whether it's fashion, whether it's design, whether it's actually acting or camera work. So we just wanted to offer this up to the school. We do have workshop outlines to be able to also present in a classroom setting to the students. So we just love to be able to have this idea be tabled, and you guys can let us know what you would need from us for us to allow this to be able to go on and possibly have a partnership. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Do you have a package or do you have contact information that you can leave with our superintendent or Dr. Doggett so that they can get back to you?
We'll be able to send that in email. We have it virtual. We have everything.
Fabulous. Thank you so very much. Do we have any other members from the public? Okay, that concludes, yeah, Mr. Eberman?
Good evening. My name is Axel Eberman. I am a Mount Vernon resident and a taxpayer, and my 4-year-old speech-delayed son is in the school district, first through early intervention and then through CPSE. I recently got an email from you, Dr. Strickland, which was very aspirational. You alluded to it earlier. Excellence by design underscores our commitment to intentionally building the systems, experiences, and opportunities that bring out the very best in every student and staff member. And you wrote it, you know what is in there. Unfortunately, from where I stand as a parent, there's a divide the size of the Grand Canyon between these aspirations and the reality that parents, like myself, experience dealing with the school district. My son has not even gone to the Mount Vernon schools yet because he was in early intervention. I've only dealt with the administration. To say it's a drag would be generous. I'm not going to throw everybody in the same basket. There are some super nice, helpful, qualified employees, but But more often than not, it seems that many school administrators lack the most basic communication organizational skills. Every time you deal with them, the default note is uncourteous, arrogant, unhelpful, and disorganized. If they get challenged, they just hang up on you. School busing is always a nail biter. I'm one of these people who send paperwork back right away when they get it. It gets rarely acknowledged, and pretty much without fail, I get another last minute email right before the school starts saying you haven't submitted the paperwork. And then you wait if the bus is going to show up or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I have driven my son to school for weeks just because the district lost the paperwork. This is just one of the examples. Our son's school was changed now that he's scheduled without even telling or consulting us. He was first assigned to Grimes, which is exactly on the opposite side of town. We live like 2 blocks from Traphagen. Then we got registration paperwork in the mail that listed Graham. Nobody ever bothered to ask us or communicate with us or tell us that the school had changed. My experience dealing with the administrators, coupled with a history of Mount Vernon not providing adequate services to children on an IEP, speech therapy was specifically pointed out by the state monitor, has led me to this decision to unenroll my son from the school district. He's not going to be in the school district this fall. That alone, just to unenroll him, took several emails, 3 phone calls, somebody hanging up to me, and an in-person visit to the district office. I don't think he's unregistered yet. I'm still getting the emails, although I have the stamped form. I also sent a registered letter that was apparently ignored or got lost somewhere. While I was here, I asked for a supervisor to discuss the challenges that I had experienced. I was here for 45 minutes. The staff could not identify, locate, or even name a supervisor within those 45 minutes. I left my information asking for somebody to call me or contact me. When I was walking out of the building, I already knew that wouldn't be happening, and it didn't. Nobody ever contacted me. I sent a follow-up letter to you, Dr. Strickland. I'm just wondering if you got it. I haven't heard from you, and I'm not blaming you. I know it's very busy right now, right? I'm just wondering if they can lose registered mail, if mail is really forwarded to the right people. I commend you for having aspiration and lofty goals. I was very, very excited when you came here because I think you're qualified and you're really a breath of fresh air. But if your staff is unwilling to perform the most basic administrational tasks in a professional, courteous manner, all of your efforts are doomed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eberman. We,
I registered for tonight. I sent an email in asking to be registered. It was never answered. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Believe me, I have the email right here.
right, our district clerk was out. There was a communication that should have gone out to you, but some of them were going to spam. So we did have some technical difficulties for this particular meeting, and that's why we opened it up to see if there was anyone that wanted to speak. So we were glad that we were able to accommodate you. Okay, and Dr. Strickland will be in touch with you to get back to you in terms of who the correct personnel will be for you to follow up with your concerns. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to address us? Okay, hearing none, thank you. We will move forward with approval of consent agenda items. We are on item 5 for items 5.2 to 7.6. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we approve consent agenda items 5.2 to 7.6. May I call for the vote?
All in favor? Oppose?
Aye.
Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. We will move forward with resolutions 8.1. And there are a lot. Through 8.12. May I have a motion?
Motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we will authorize agenda items 8.1 through 8.12. Is there any discussion? Trustee McDonough?
Yeah, sorry, I had a question on, I think it was the bus monitor one. Oh, sorry.
That 8.6? No, that's not.
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify what TAs or teachers?
Generally, it's opened up as per the contract, it is opened up to both teachers, and if teachers don't apply, then teacher assistants can complete the job or the position as bus monitor.
Okay. Any other questions? I know it's per contract. Any other questions?
Question.
Trustee Peterson?
So, Dr. Strickland, TAs can only get the bus monitor position if teachers don't apply?
That is how it has been presented to me. That is correct. You only get it unless teachers apply. But what I will commit to is making sure that I am clear so that I don't spill out wrongful information.
Because these are all teachers on this list.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Call for the vote?
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. I will turn your attention to items 8.13 through 8.15. My call for a motion.
Motion.
May I have a second? It's been moved and properly second that we authorize items 8.13 through 8.15. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, let's call for the vote.
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
I'd like to draw your attention to items 8.16 through 8.21. May I have a motion?
Motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we authorize 8.16 through 8.21. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Trustee Peterson?
I really, really, really hope that eventually we can have our parent liaisons. Our parent liaisons are the backbone, besides our teachers and our staff. Our parent liaisons do so much work in this district. And yes, I'm a little biased with this because I used to work very closely with them. And they do so much. And for them not to be regular district employees, it's heartbreaking for me because they go above and beyond. They show up everywhere, anytime, whenever you need them. I really would love to see them compensated well and be regular district employees with health benefits and everything because they do so much. Those ladies do so much.
Superintendent Strickland?
I echo everything you just said. And I just want you to know that this is not on the fault of the district, that they are not actual employees. But I will talk about it in exec.
Thank you. Have a call for the vote?
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. I'd like to draw your attention to 8.22. The authorization to approve the amended certification of uncollected taxes for the 2025-2026 tax roll. May I have a motion?
Motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we authorize to approve the amended certification of uncollected taxes for 2025-2026 tax roll. Are there any questions? Treasurer Lynn, would you mind explaining what this actually is, just to make sure that we all understand what this resolution is?
Yeah, in the last resolution, there was a little bit of a discrepancy between the cover page total and the supporting document. So we had to rerun. By that point, additional taxes had been collected. So you're seeing the updated. This time we made sure everything sort of matched up.
And can you just explain just for education purposes, what the certification of uncollected taxes means?
Oh, yeah. So, every year we have a set of tax levies we collect, and then at the end of the year, there's a certain amount of taxes that have not been collected. There are various reasons why they may not be collected. Some of it is due to tax levies associated with sort of vacated lots. There may be people who have not paid the taxes. So there's various reasons for the taxes not being collected. So this certification just says, look, at the end of the year, this is how much is left to still be collected. That initiates once that certification happens, we can then take these uncollected taxes, hand them over to the city, and then they can start the collection process over a 2-year period. At the end of the 2-year period, the city will have to make us whole. This is all by law. So by certifying it as soon as possible, we kickstart that 2-year cycle, which is very important. I think in the past, from what I've seen in board resolutions, that certification process has dragged, which delays our ability to hand it over to city to get those collections.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any other questions or comments? Let's call for the vote.
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
I'd like to draw your attention to items 8.23 through 8.27. May I have a motion?
Motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we authorize 8.23 through 8.27. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Trustee Peterson?
So I see that I was reading through the contract for the hiring of this interim assistant superintendent for human resources.
So
At
you're looking at 8.27?
8.27 at the rate of $1,000 per day. That's gonna be what, like $45,000 over 2 months? I know that Mr. Lin gave an amazing report earlier today, but I feel that, with us coming, just getting our finances together, I personally feel like that is an excessive amount to spend for an interim assistant superintendent for HR. $1,000, to me, it is excessive. I don't agree with this amount. It's too much.
Any other questions, discussion? Trustee Evans?
As I was reviewing this resolution,
Talking to the mic.
as I was reviewing this resolution, I wasn't able to fully see the resume, but I had the same thought about that $1,000 a day, and what it would mean to the district. So, like you, I share the same sentiments about that.
Any other comments? Trustee McDonough?
Yeah, I think I would disagree with that. I know what the market will bear for an hourly rate, and $1,000 is really not out of whack for what you're asking for. I think, if you take it and you convert that into an annual salary, it looks high, but we're talking about something different. So what is it? Probably around $150 an hour or something like that you're talking. $150 an hour is really within the range. Well, within the range. That's my thinking.
Any other comments? I too know and understand that this is actually the going rate. It's actually on the low side because it can range anywhere between $900 and $1,500 a day. That those individuals don't receive benefits, health benefits, so they are compensated for coming in and trying to clean up. They're also brought in because they have expertise in a particular area and it's a critical need. We are in a particular situation where we have lost our human resource, the head of our human resource department. School is opening and we have to run that department. If we don't, we are going to be in dire straits. So just want to share that with the board. Any other questions or comments? Trustee Evans?
I understand that, but, so my question has to do with, where are we or how are we doing with the recruitment of a permanent person? How's that coming along?
Dr. Strickland?
So we've moved extremely fast on the recruitment of an assistant superintendent for human resources. Came down to 2 candidates, and it's likely that those individuals won't be able to start right away. I mean, whoever is selected, we still have to negotiate salary, things like that.
30-day commitment
Yeah,
for
so,
certification.
and if they're in a school district, it's likely that they're gonna be held for 30 days. So you're talking October automatically.
Any other questions, comments? May we call for the vote?
All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose?
No.
Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. Item 8.28, may I have a motion authorization of an appeal of the portion of an impartial hearing officer's decision?
Motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we authorize 8.28, authorization of an appeal of the portion of an impartial hearing officer's decision. Is there any discussion? Let's call for the vote.
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
Item 9, policies. 9.1, authorization to renumber policies 5130, budget adoption to 6130, and policy 5210, revenues to 6210, and readopt. In-house counsel Russell?
Trustee Evans brought up a point that I just want to make sure that those in the audience and whoever's following the district and looking at our policies, as these policies are renumbered and as we go through revamping, amending, editing, there will be a series of notations that says reviewed or revised as of X date. A lot of the policies date back to 2006. Some of them, since I've been here, you will see that it says reviewed July of 2023 or August of 2023, and we'll continue that until it gets too monotonous, and then we'll remove it. So at least there's some historical context to it, right? So when you're not looking at it, you're just like, wow, this is 2006. So what you see from an executive standpoint, looking at the document as it appears in the policy, it'll appear with 2006, last review and revised, August of 2026. Okay? You're welcome.
Okay. You reading the, need to read the, okay, no readings? Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Okay. It's been moved and properly seconded that we authorize to renumber policy 5130, budget adoption to 6130, and policy 5210, revenues to 6210, and readopt. Any discussion? Let's call for the vote.
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. 9.2, authorization to renumber policy number 5230, acceptance of gifts, grants, and bequests to the school district to 6230, and policy 5241, property tax exemptions to 6241, and readopt. May I have a motion?
Motion.
It's It's been moved and properly seconded to authorize 9.2. Any discussion? Let's call for the vote.
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. I'd like to bring to the attention of the board that we had a request to revisit policy 1240 so I would like to entertain a motion to send policy 1240 to the policy committee for review. It has to do with board attendance. May I have a motion? It's been moved and properly seconded that we will send policy 1240 to the policy committee for review. Is there any discussion? May we call for the vote?
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
Thank you. Do we have any items for executive session?
We do.
So may I have a motion? Oh, okay. Sorry, that's right.
Who's second?
Do we have any comments from the board? Trustee McDonough?
Thank you. I have three comments. One, just a brief follow-up on the IDA. Sadly, they did not include our memo in response in their packet, which means if the public goes to the IDA, what they'll see is Ginsburg's letter, but they won't see our response to that letter. I was very disappointed because not only did we communicate it directly to them through the clerk, but I followed up directly with the documents as well. And they didn't include those. And just another thing I'm going to have to follow up with them about is if you listen to the meeting, the Ginsburg representative, he said that this school district shouldn't have any concerns at all. It won't cost us anything because they're not drawing services. That's a line of thinking that developers have worked hard to instill in the politicians that run IDAs, and it is false. What this is about is property taxes, property taxes, property taxes. Property taxes are the single largest source of revenue that the school district needs to run. If you follow the logic of the developer, what you would conclude is that no business should have to pay property taxes. All up and down Gramerton Avenue, restaurants, McDonald's, none of them draw services. I don't have any children in the school district. They're talking about treating the school district as a fee-for-service model. That's not the world we live in. It's a common good, and businesses do benefit from it. They benefit from an educated workforce. They hire people who go to school here. So they didn't schedule a special meeting for this, thankfully. At the next meeting, I will be sure to bring that up. That'll be on December 10th. So I just want to give you that follow-up. Two other things, just looking ahead. One having to do with the Mount Vernon Public Library. We had talked about this after the last election. I think we need to start taking steps to separate ourselves from them when it comes to the election. They should run and finance their own election, not us. So legally, we'll have to put that in place so that we're ready. I want to introduce that now. And then the other thing I've just been thinking about a little bit is the number of trustees on the board. We have 9. And I'm just wondering if it might be more efficient and be better for accountability if we had 7. There is a way to do that. It would require a proposition. We would basically pass a resolution, put a proposition out, and then it would cycle over a few years to reduce the number of trustees to 7. I want to throw that out there for discussion at some point. I don't know if anybody else has thoughts about it, but I've been thinking about it. That might be something a little bit more manageable. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Other comments? Trustee Peterson?
Just thank you, Trustee McDonough, for bringing up about the library, the vote, because something that I brought up from after this election, and I agree, it would be best financially and just for overall if we separate it like it used to be before COVID, how it was before then. I did watch the IDA meeting specifically for you because I knew you were going to be there, and I said, "Dang it!" So I'm glad that you brought that up as well. And what was your other? Oh, about the 7. So I went to a training 2 weeks ago, and they discussed a lot of other districts. other districts who had 9 coming down to 7 because it's more manageable. So thank you for bringing that up, because I just like randomly, they brought that up in the training and we had a great discussion about that. So I appreciate that. I don't have any comments for myself, but that's all. Welcome back to school next week. Next week, back to school.
Anyone else? Okay, Vice President Scott.
Thank you. In regards to the IDA, knowing that our document is not included, maybe we can think about a way to get it out there so that folks see it during the same time that they put their information out there. So that's something I think we need to discuss and be prepared to do once that information is shared with the community, because I think it was very vital and important in regards to the decisions that we made on that IDA, and they need to see it. So I think we really need to do that. Plus, I think we really need to push to get a voting position on the IDA. So let's make sure that we don't miss that opportunity. The second thing I just wanted to say is that, we will be, I don't have information on the technology committee today, but we will be starting back up our meetings the third Wednesday of the month. So I just wanted to communicate that to the board so that information will be coming out starting September. Well, maybe a meeting in October, but we'll see, depending on when we have the meeting in September. So I just wanted to let you know. Thank you.
Okay, I would like to entertain a motion. Oh. Okay, hold on a second. I'd like to entertain a motion to present the document that was excluded from the IDA meeting, and to ensure that we disseminate that information so that the public is aware of it. May I entertain a motion? I'll entertain a motion for that.
Motion.
Okay. Okay. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carried.
So it will be disseminated, and Dr. Strickland will determine how that is done.
Okay. Sure. I just wanted to take the opportunity to welcome Joe Lennon to his new role. I think you've seen,
Can you tell them what that role is?
That role is the
Make sure.
Assistant Superintendent for Business, which is a much-needed position. I officially can drop business from my superintendent of schools, human resources, operations, but business is now dropped off. But, just wanted to congratulate him openly.
Okay, congratulations. Yes, I'd like to know if our student trustee, after you sat through this one meeting, if you have any comments at this time, or you'll be prepared at the next meeting to bring us a wealth of knowledge.
I just wanted to say you are all super efficient in how you do things over here, and I really like it. I really. Next time I come here, maybe I'll have more to say, but I just like observing and seeing what you're all working on. I know my say isn't as exactly important. I can't exactly say, I can't say abstained or seconded or motion or anything like that, but I'm just glad to be here. I'm glad that you're all super efficient at this, and it's really a change of pace from what I've been in these past few years. So thank you.
Thank you so very much. I do want to let you know that we have appointed our committees. We have our budget committee. Dr. McDonough is the chair of our budget committee. We have our technology committee. VP Scott is the chair of our technology committee. We have our parent liaison for special education is Trustee Peterson. We also have the health and wellness committee, which is Trustee Brown, and those committees have been appointed. So just wanted to let you know about that. Do we have any questions on that? Any discussion on it? Okay. All right. Just wanted to say, welcome back to school is coming. Convocation is September the 1st. We will be welcoming back our staff, our administrative team. Dr. Strickland has had a rare opportunity to hire 7 new principals, which will be it's transformative for a district to be able to do that in terms of leadership. So congratulations, Dr. Strickland. And we are excited about the new team that he's bringing in, and we expect to see so many great things happening in a very short period of time. Yes, very short period of time, just to say. And thank you so very much for each and every one that was here tonight. And do we have anything for executive session?
Yes, we do. Can I get a motion for Resolution 11.1, authorization to enter into executive session for the purpose of discussing pending litigation, personnel, and/or financial matters?
Motion.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we move into executive session. May I have a vote?
All in favor? Oppose? Abstain? Motion carries.
We will not be returning to this room, so thank you very much. We are now in executive session.